Hello, Facebook. Here with another one. With time for healing. I am so happy to seeing you guys. I wasn't on here last week. I had to do me some self-love, care, and things like that for myself. You know, you can't be teaching somebody something and you ain't got it together your doggone self. So, I'm back with another one. We did it already. Shadow work. All the shadow works in my book. So, I found something new that we gonna talk about today. About shadow work. I'm glad y'all on here. So, let's start with the healing. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Y'all week is over, but I hope y'all have a good weekend. I will be doing all 12 signs this week for you guys, as well as for all the 4 elements of zodiac signs. But I'm glad of seeing y'all. It been one for me. It always is. God always bless me, I guess. So let's start. Facebook as well as YouTube. We're going to talk about today expressing emotions. So expressing emotions is your self-esteem is one of them. Okay? Learning about your self-esteem. So exploring emotions is a social, emotional learning and also growing personality. It says this is what this means. Emotional. Yeah, exploring emotions is a variable of social emotions as well as learning and personal growth. It says by understanding and managing our emotions effectively, we can develop essence skills for self-awareness, self-management, and also healthy relationships. Now, I talked about always bad relationships, but now we're going to talk about some good relationships. And one of them is self-awareness. The other one is self-management and also healthy relationships. But our social and emotional well-being, emotionals as playing a role into our lives. So emotionals, our emotions play a role into our lives, everybody's life. Okay? It influences our thoughts, our behaviors, and our relationships. So our emotions play a role into our lives as well as social and emotional well-being. So our well-being and our emotional well-being as well as our social well-being. It influences our thoughts. So what people think about us can influence us for some. But it also influences our behaviors as well as our relationships. It says here, many struggle with the identity to understand and manage their emotions effectively. So I was one of them, Facebook. I used to not know my emotions, or I didn't want to deal with my emotions. Emotions is sadness, grief, shame, disgrace. It could be as well as depressed, angry. Them are emotions, and a lot of people don't want to deal with their emotions today. And you have to deal with your emotions to realize them. You have to realize them, because if you don't, you'll have outbursts. Now, Facebook, I had a whole bunch of outbursts when I was like in my 20s, as well as now, not now because I know how to manage them, but as in my 30s. And I had to learn about going off on a person or going off because of your emotions. You should be able to keep your emotions intact. And keeping your emotions intact is when a person says something to you. Let's say a person says something to you and it take you off. You don't need to just go off on them. Like some people go off. But then some people have bad days. Like everybody in this world have bad days. I even have bad days. I have bad days. But when you have bad days, you cannot put your feelings on other people in other situations, like your co-workers, like people that you live with, like your friends, like your lovers as well as your children. Those that don't have nothing to do with them. So you have to identify your emotions as well as feel them. When you feel your emotions to yourself, you can identify them and you can keep them intact. I know that. Okay. It says here also, let's read the rest. They are a gauge of part of our human. So it's part of us being human and serving as well as solutions of information about our needs. So we have to explain ourselves to other people to tell our needs. And you can do it in a peaceful way or you can do it in a messed up way. Like, girl, you got me messed up. Who you talking to like that? You get what I'm saying? Or you can say, yeah, okay, yeah, I understand what you saying on that, but I got a feeling too. And what I feel like, you listen to the person and what they saying, but then if they're not aligned to what you're feeling, you need to say, you know what, give me some time to think about that. You know what I'm saying? You can say it like that. You don't have to say, girl, you got me messed up, or boy, you got me messed up. Who you talking to like that? Because some people will take that offensive. But you could say, you know what, let's not talk about that situation, or let's not talk about that topic at this time right now. I don't want to talk about it. That's what you can say. It says here, solutions of information about our needs and describing and explaining, like I was telling you, expressing. It's the way you express your emotions and your feelings to other people. That's also social. Like I told you, social emotions. You be around a whole bunch of people, it's a way you have to talk to others. You might not like what you got to say to them, and they might not like what you got to say to them, but you can say it in a peaceful manner and not do what I just said. Girl, you got me messed up. Who you talking to like that? That's a little bit too reckless there. But you could say, you know what, I don't even want to talk about that right now. Let's talk about another thing. You know what I'm saying? You could do it like that. Okay. So, we on the role of emotions and social emotions to learn. It says here, when we understand our emotions, we can better regulate them and also regulate our behaviors and manage our conflicts. So you can have conflicts as well as bettering and regulating our emotions, because when you go off on people and you like snap on them and things like that, and it has nothing to do with them, it can be a lot of conflict. Or if you don't know what they saying, because they can say it in a different manner and you don't understand what they saying, you're not getting the facts as well. You have to get the facts first before you go off on a person as well. It says her emotional intelligence is more impacting as well as adapting and also resilience. So it's like empath, you know what to not say to somebody. If you walk in the room with, let's say I'm walking in the room and you can feel people emotions by them doing this or why, or they like, hey, how you doing? You know they cheerful when they feeling good. But if they not doing how you doing and they you know that's not the time to be talking to somebody. They ain't gonna want to talk. They ain't gonna want to hear what you gotta say if they ain't gonna want to talk to you. But if you ain't like, what's up, hey, yeah, and they smile, yeah, you could talk to them. Maybe you can get something to talk to them. But when they, or they like, hey, or if let's say they on the phone and stuff, and you walking up on them, no, that's not the time to talk to somebody when they on the phone. You have to wait till they get off the phone. You get what I'm saying? So those type of things you will know that is the empath. But adapting is you know that person, you know how they move, you know how they act, as well as resilience. Resilience is you can just sit back and observe your environment. If you observe your environment, you can observe what the person is about. It says here, They have a better understanding of their strengths and weaknesses. Like I was telling you, you can figure out people's weaknesses as well as their strengths as well as your own by identifying who you are. And identifying who you are is not being around a whole bunch of people. You have to be by yourself to identify who you are and your emotions. I thought I could be around a whole bunch of people and still identify my emotions. No, you cannot. You have to be by yourself, because then you know your weaknesses as well as your strengths. And when you know your weaknesses, you can prevent conflicts. You can prevent being depressed. You can prevent being in anxiety. You can prevent panic attacks. You can prevent those type of things because you know the red flags. You get what I'm saying? Like, one of them for me is I have to have my room and my house clean. If my house and my room is not clean, I have an attitude problem. That's one. Another one is you know those things about yourself, as well as you can observe and know other people too by observing them and watching them in their environment, in your environment, as well as theirs. Okay? Which allows them to set regulations and also goals. So, as a prime example, I set goals because I know my weaknesses. And the weaknesses, like I was telling you, I get mad if my room and stuff is like not organized and not in order, because it makes me really mad. You get what I'm saying? That's how I know my offs. You know what I'm saying? If I can't find something, that's one of my offs. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I know those things that can make me upset. You know what I'm saying? It says her goals and making positive choices. So you have to make positive choices as well as having goals for yourself as well as social people that you hang around. You have to put up boundaries towards social people, and you also have to do boundaries for yourself. So boundaries towards social people, you don't, like I was telling you, if you don't want to talk about a topic, you don't have to. But you can say, you know, I don't want to talk about that right now, and they have to respect it. Putting up boundaries is, let's say, hey girl, let's do this, let's do that. Say, you know, if you're not feeling it, you say, you know, I'm just not feeling it today. Today is just not a good day for me. You don't have to say, I don't want to do that. I'm cool. What? Why I need to do that for? You get what I'm saying? You could do it in a different manner, like I told you the first time, by saying, you know, I don't want to do it. I'm not feeling good today. You know, this is just not the right time. Okay? But putting boundaries up for yourself is, you know, your red flags. Like, if, let's say, me, I get up every day and I make sure my house is clean. Because if I don't make sure my house is clean, I have an attitude problem. If I'm not organized, that's one, I have an attitude problem. That's how I know my red flags. You know what I'm saying? So, emotions play a certain role into our relationships and social influence by regulating and understanding the emotions of others. So you have to recognize other people's emotions. Like I was telling you, you will know that by looking at them and how they fold their arms, or how they looking and how they acting and how they talking as well. You only have to observe. When you observe, you know this is not the time to be, you know, talking to that person like this, or this is not the time to be doing this to that person, because you know by observing them. It says we are responsible with empaths as well as compassion. This is our ability to build and meaningful connections, as well as resolving conflict, and also collaborations and effectiveness. So it's like, when you identify other people's emotions, it makes our relationships more meaningful. It makes your emotions full, because you know how that person feeling, and you know that how that person feeling, then you know your relationship can get better. But if you don't know somebody's feelings, then you won't know about that. And that's how conflict arrives. When you don't know about a person's feelings, That's how conflict arrive. Also, conflict arrive is rumors. People making rumors and gossip and things like that. That's why you need to go to the person directly. If you go to the person directly and tell them what you got a problem with and they have a problem with you, that's what you need to do. You don't need to be gossiping about someone else, because whatever you gossiping about somebody is going to come in a different way. Somebody, whatever you telling somebody, they might say it in a different way to other people. Because when it gets to the end of the line, it's going to be different of what you're trying to say. So that's why you need to go to that person directly and tell that person how you feel. It says here, it says exploring emotions, identifying the name and emotion. So identifying the name of the emotion, how you feel, understanding the targets, as well as increasing, exploring the physical, as well as assistance with emotions, understanding how emotions manifest. So your emotions can manifest how you feel. And what you manifest, how your emotions feel, that's how your day feel. You could be depressed, don't want to go out of bed. You have to use your emotions and identify your targets, like the targets of trying to prevent something from happening. You can't, but you can prevent your emotions. That means body as well as physical. You know how your body is tense, and you know how your body hurts sometimes, or you know how you physically feel. And physically feel, you could be depressed, down, upset, things like that. Okay? It says regulating the thoughts and the beliefs that influence emotions. So identifying them as well as your thoughts as well, because your thoughts can influence your emotions. What you think in your head, is it a real or is it fantasy? Is it facts or is it not? You get what I'm saying? Emotional expecting and learning to challenge unhelpful thoughts. So people think negative sometimes, and when you think a lot negative, your life be negative. And when you think negative, you can put that on someone else, because you thinking negative, you're putting it on the next person. That's manifesting. You're putting your thoughts on someone else that might not be true. And I've been through that. I've been through it. When I was in my 20s and a little bit in my 30s, I had to identify that I can't put my emotions on the next person, or my friends, or my family, or my lovers, or my co-worker, or my children that don't have nothing to do with them. So that's why you have to identify your emotions and also feel your emotions. Developing for managing and experiencing emotions effectively. Regarding your emotions. So you have to identify them, feel them, expressing your emotions in a healthy way. Develop in a healthy way. It says emotions effectively of numberings of beliefs. So it says the clear and also organizing framework and understanding and managing your emotions. So you have to be clear, and good communication is very good if you have good communication with someone as well as yourself. It says increasing self-awareness. So you have to be self-aware of what's going on in your environment around you as well within yourself. Your emotions, you will gain insight into your thoughts, your behaviors, and also your patterns. That's why I say you have to identify your patterns as well. And like I was telling you, your patterns is identifying, but how you find your patterns is being alone by yourself. And also you can find them by being in social gatherings, and you can see it yourself, because I have done that too. It says expressing emotional regularly, practicing and managing an experience of emotions. Important emotions, understanding emotions can be embracing your empath, communication, conflict resolving skills. You have to have clear communication, because it will resolve conflict. You get what I'm saying? And if you don't understand what someone's saying, say, I don't understand what you're saying. Can you say that again? and you're not trying to be funny. You just wants to know what they trying to say to you. I had to do that many a times too. I ain't perfect at all. I ain't even act like I'm perfect. Facebook. Applying and settling in your home. So it can be a setting in your home, your environment, and the support of emotional growth and well-being. So in your home, you can figure out your emotions as well, but as well as your environment. Emotions affect self-awareness, self-management, and healthy relationships. Meaning self-awareness. So let's do self-awareness. Self-awareness is the conscious of the knowledge of one's own character, feelings, motives, and desires. So self-awareness is those three things. The conscious and acknowledging of one's own character, your own character, feelings, feelings, motivation, as well as desire. Self-awareness is the ability to practice and understand the things that make you who you are as an individual. Instead, it says including your personality, actions, values, beliefs, emotions, and also thoughts. So let's do that again. Including your personal action. So your actions of what you do, your values, your beliefs, your emotions, and your thoughts. It is a psychological state. That's how you identify your psychological state, in which the self becomes the focus of attention. That's self-awareness. Self-management means managing of or by oneself. So it's like self-management means managing of or by oneself, taking of responsibilities of one's own behaviors and well-being. So self-management is managing by yourself, oneself, but it's also responsibilities of one's own behaviors as well as well-being. Is self-management. Self-management, you're able to regulate your behaviors and thoughts and emotions into a practical way. The meaning to express in both personality as well as professional responsibilities. For the beliefs of yourself and your team. So, self-management is your ability to regulate your behaviors. You know and identify your behaviors, but your thoughts, your emotions, and in a practical way. Not a messed up way, but a practical way. The meaning of both personality as well as responsible for the beliefs that yourself, your team. So you respect your team as well. Whoever you work it with, you respect them. And that is problem solving, resolving stress, communication clearly, managing time, strengthening and memories, and exercising. It says healthy relationships. So now we on healthy relationships. It's a character to trust and respect and honest. So healthy relationships is a character, but it's trusting, respect, honest, and open communication between partnerships, involving compassion, self-effectiveness of both people, building a foundation, and applying respect. That's a healthy relationship. Setting and respecting boundaries. So set boundaries as well as respect other people's boundaries. Talk and listen. Talk as well as listen. Let go of control. Reflect and learn. And get to know yourself. You'll work together and support each other even when you don't see eye to eye or something, or have goals that are not the same. You have each other back. It says and can turn to them. So a healthy relationship is you have someone that can support you, But not just that, even when you don't see eye to eye. So a person still going to like you even though you don't see eye to eye. But you could trust that person. It says you could trust that person and that person will have your back. Now if a person don't have your back, that ain't a healthy relationship. You got to keep it pushing. Facebook. But if a person got your back, then you know that's a true friend. You know that's a true person. And you know that's a person that can support you. Almost done. What are 4 ways to have a healthy relationship? You're managing a meaningful emotional connection with each other. You're not afraid to respect and disagree. You keep outside relationships and intentions alive. So if somebody telling you, oh, you can't be around this person, and you can't be around your family, you can't be around your friends, you can't be around nobody if you in a relationship with them, and they don't respect the people that you already been knowing, then you don't need to be around those type of people, because them people is trying to stop you from living your life. And when they're trying to stop you, they're trying to control your life, and no one can control your life, Facebook, but you. So if a person say, oh, you can't be around that person, or you can't do this around this person, and they telling you not to be around your family, they telling you about not to be around your friends that you've been knowing for years, they tell you not to be around your co-workers that you've been knowing them for years, you need to keep it pushing. It says your communication openly and honest. So you have to communicate openly as well as honest. Be honest to the person. Communication is it says commitment to spend. So you have the commitment to spend some quality time together on a regular basis. So if a person ain't spending time with you on a regular basis, that's not a healthy relationship. Okay? And if they don't want to be around you, that's not a healthy relationship as well. So that is what exploring emotions is, as well as healthy relationships. Those 2 things was today. I wanted to explain those to you because I had to go through them, because I didn't know how to identify my emotions, and that was like 5 years back. I had to feel my emotions. I had to understand my emotions. I had to know why I was feeling the way I was feeling, because when you don't feel your emotions, you go through some messed up things in your life that you don't have to go through. You can prevent that. And when you are social gatherings or people who you deal with, you need to set clear boundaries. I teach y'all this, Facebook, because I went through it myself. I didn't set clear boundaries towards other people, and I let people get into my space too far, and it messed me up. And then I wanted to blame the next person for doing that, but you could prevent people from coming into your space that you know that is not right. And you could look at the red flags in people as well. But people don't want to do that. They just want to have a good time. Yeah, let's do it, girl. Ooh, we having a good time. But you going to have to identify your environment as well as yourself. And that is what's wrong with the world today. They so busy on looking good, smelling good, feeling good, and everything else. But your environment is very important. The people that you hang around, the people that you socialize with, the people that you kick it with can bring you down as well. And I teach y'all this. Not just this, but I teach you this in tarot as well. Because tarot teach you of the people that's hanging around you that can be very fake to you. And they can bring you down into the gutter. Especially you don't want to be. And that's how I know. Your lovers can bring you down into the gutter if you do not put clear boundaries up. Your family can put you down into the gutter if you do not put clear boundaries up. Your co-workers can bring you down to the gutter if you do not put clear boundaries up. Your children can put you down into the gutter if you do not put clear boundaries up. Your parents can put you down into the gutter if you do not put clear boundaries up towards them. You have to know your self-worth. You have to know who you are, and you have to know your values and your principles, what you will not accept. because you have that right to feel how you feel. And if a person don't understand that, you don't need to be around them. Facebook, I have told you this multiple times, but I've been through those type of things, and I come on here, Facebook, to bring that message to you. Know your emotions as well as your environment, because it's very, 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 very important. Don't let nobody take you off your square, because whatever they saying out their mouth, they can say, long as it ain't touching you. And it ain't gonna touch you, because you can walk away anytime. You can end the conversation anytime. You can keep it pushing anytime. You don't have to be around that person. So this is what I teach y'all, because I love y'all that much, for you to understand that you cannot be around messed up and toxic people. Because when you be around messed up and toxic people, they don't give a doggone care. And if they didn't heal, they will bring you down. Some of them don't even identify and they doing you wrong, because they haven't healed. You have to heal, and healing is, you have to do the healing work. You have to do the healing work. Facebook, this is what I'm telling you. You cannot jump into relationship, friendship, or anything until you heal, because you could bring that messed up situation to the next person as well. You could bring that messed up situation, and you will be in a messed up more situation until you heal. I had to learn that. I had to heal myself before I could come and teach anybody else anything. And I had to heal myself before I could start any relationship with the next person. You have to go within yourself, because that's the wonderfulest thing in the doggone world. Look at me. I was down and out, but now I am blessed, and I know who I am, and I know my values and my principles, and I know that I am loved by many, but by myself as well. And you are loved by many. Don't never let somebody else bring you down into the gutter. I don't care if they not even with you. You still got the Most High God, and you got Jesus Christ on your side always, and they will never let you down. Even if a person not with you, even if your love ain't with you, even if your family ain't with you, even if your friends ain't with you, even if your co-workers ain't talking to you, even if your classmates ain't talking to you, you got the Most High God. So never think about suicide. Never be depressed. Never think that you are nothing, because God, you're here for a purpose. You just got to figure out your purpose. Facebook, let's get to the last bit, okay? I'm glad y'all came on my channel. I'll be doing y'all readings pretty soon, and let's do it. So let's see what's one for my viewers. We have her boundaries. Yeah, boundaries. See, boundaries. It says here, healthy boundaries keep my energy safe and allow me to live as my true self. I desire people into my life who loves me and care about my limits as well. So those who respect my boundaries will receive my time. Don't give people your time if they don't respect your boundaries, okay? That's what that core means. And best version. Your best version. It says here, every day I am growing into my full potential. Therefore, I become more verbal to the world, so that I will walk with wildness to receive the character that comes my way. At this moment, I am the best version of myself, and tomorrow I'll be better. So that's what that is. Your best version of yourself, as well as setting them clear boundaries. Because I'm going to tell you, baby, you don't set them clear boundaries, people will play you. They'll play you. They'll play you like you a drum in the air, and act like they don't know what they doing either. Environment. This got something to do with the environment. Mindfulness. Yep. So Spirit wants y'all to understand who y'all be hanging around. And who you hang around, you need to observe and watch them. Because if they ain't right, you got to keep it pushing. Because they will put all this on you. Look at this person. If you don't put boundaries up, you see this person holding time and holding all that stuff up on their head. You don't want to go through that, okay? And also find your inner peace. Okay? Well, gotta go. Facebook and YouTube. Thanks for coming on my channel. And I'll see y'all probably in another week or two. Bye-bye.